Hi everyone, I'm Jim Akrams and welcome to the review of Too Bad You're Beautiful, the debut record by the band From Autumn to Ashes. Today we're celebrating the 25th anniversary of the release, decided to go back and see if it still holds up or not. My story with this band is quite simple. I've stumbled upon their music on YouTube back in 2008, not that long after they broke up, which at the time made me laugh that why do all of the cool bands I suddenly find out about just stop existing. The first song from them I've heard was The Royal Crown, and I was like Anakin Skywalker from the third movie. This is where the fun begins, that's how I felt. And I've been their fan ever since, even if I'm not that much into their music after this release. When it comes to lineup on this release, we've got Benjamin Perry on vocals, Francis Mark on drums and clean vocals, Scott Grass on the main guitar, Brian Deneve on the second guitar, Mike on the bass, and Steven on the guitar for the songs from the 2000 EP. The production is titled was handled by Adam Dudkiewicz, the founding member of Killswitch Engage. He also provides some backing vocals on some of the tracks. No loudness war, no clipping, it has a raw primal edge to it, which I dig a lot. This record doesn't need a remaster or remix, it sounds still as good as it did 25 years ago. Message is diverse, the main topic on this release is relationships, but also other personal struggles such as depression, loneliness, suicide, being taken advantage of, etc. I urge you to read the lyrics by yourself because they're quite interesting and some of them are very emotional. Structure of the songs is all over the place. Most of the tracks have a technical structure, which means we've got 10 to 20 segments, only some of them repeat, like maybe 2-3 every song. To me this works in the favor of the tracks and the music because you never know what's going to happen next, so almost every track keeps you on the edge of your seat. One of the bonus songs has an advanced structure where actually a lot of stuff repeats, only 3 to 4 segments do not. And 3 tracks with basic structure, we've got an intro, verse, bridge, chorus, outro. When it comes to the music genre, in this department the album is all over the place as well. Online you will see people describe this as a post-hardcore, metalcore and emo release, which is true, but it's so much more than that. If you have listened to more than 2 subgenres of metal, you're going to notice right away that besides metalcore, post-hardcore and emo, we have a lot of thrash metal, old school death metal, melodic death metal and 90s hardcore elements on this release. Besides that, also some acoustic music elements here and there. This to me is actually genius because I have never heard an emo death metal album before, and to this day it seems like this is the only one. What I'm trying to say that while the vocals are very metalcore, post-hardcore coded, the guitar parts consist of a lot of old school death metal research, a lot of tremolo melodeath riffs from Old School at the Gates. Even some of the guitar riffs seem like they're just being copied straight from Death Symbolic and Individual Thought Patterns era, which is hilarious to me. This is something that I just adore because I haven't heard any album similar to this one because of this weird mix of styles. It's a damn shame that this idea was not explored more on the next releases, instead it became a more watered down version of all of this. And another thing that bothers me is that no one tries to copy this sound. I hope someone will because this is truly special and we need more of this kind of stuff in music. Now let's talk about the musicianship. Let's start with the band's drummer. His playing is tight. I love his double bass work, his groove, his style, the precision of his playing, the tempo changes that happen all the time. His playing is perfect. Next we've got the bassist. Well, the bass is audible, he sometimes follows the guitars and sometimes he goes off on his own, very nu metal coded, I admire him for that. Then we've got all of the symphonic elements in the background, they do enrich the sound of the music. After that we've got the guitar work, which is superb, it's my favorite part of this entire release. Mixing old school death metal, melodic death metal, thrash metal, hardcore, metalcore and post-hardcore riffage is just genius. I need more of this in current music. Not gent, not octane core, not power metal, not black metal, I need this right now. Last but not least, let's mention the vocals. So the main vocalist Ben, his screaming, shouting, yelling, growling is on point. I love it. He sounds so vicious. It feels like he should be in a nu metal band actually, because he has that raw emotional tone to everything he says and screams. Truly one of the best post-hardcore vocalists up there, right with Daryl Palumbo of Glassjaw. But the other dude, Francis Mark, the drummer, who does screaming, shouting, yelling as well, but his main parts are clean sung. I don't care what you think, I feel like this dude should stop singing immediately. He is the only part of this entire equation that was getting on my nerves for years, from 2008 to like 2014. It took me that long to accept his vocals as something that does not bother me or gives me negative emotions. What I'm trying to say that if you're not into emo singing, whining vocals, you might be very angry at how he sounds. At least that's what was happening to me for like half of the time I've been listening to this band. Nowadays I just accept it, but I still think that these vocals are sometimes detrimental to the music. His singing, how whiny he is, when his singing shows up in Reflections or Take Her to the Music Store or Capeside Rock or Cherry Kiss, I'm just like, no, please, no. Or when he's singing on Chloroform Perfume, I'm like, please, no more. To me, he was always the weakest link vocally. Even the guitarists are doing backing vocals and they sound better than him. I have no clue whose idea was it for him to become the main singer on the next releases, but it was a decision, like massive L. Or how youngsters say nowadays, he's got no riz, no aura. No cap on God, bro. So to put it shortly, 90% of the vocals slap, some of the singing is like just fine. The songs would be better if it wasn't there, or if someone else was singing it. Now we can finally rate the individual songs. The album opens up with The Royal Crown vs Blue Duchess, which also is a single with a music video and the first song I've heard from this band. I love the intro, the viciousness, the heaviness of this, the urgency of the guitar riffs, the screaming, the breakdowns, it's all here and it's fabulous. How Ben is just screaming. I love every single section of this song, yes, even the slow mellow part in the middle, which sounds very similar to metal music for some reason for me. It reminds me of old school POD, but the entire song is just straight up fire, nothing to hate about this one, beautiful, 11 out of 10. Cherry Kiss is also one of the highlights here, but some of the clean singing is just not for me, a little bit detrimental to the overall vibe of this song, which is fabulous. It's much more melodic compared to the previous one, yet it's still fantastic. The song is much more melodic compared to the previous one, but it still retains the chaos inside, 10 out of 10. Chloroform Perfume, this song, well, to me, it's one of the weakest ones on the record, to be quite honest. I do not enjoy that like 95% of this song is just sung by the drummer. That's a hell no from me. The music is not that bad, the entire song is just a little bit whiny. It's decent, I love the outro, that's the best part, but that's everything I would say about it, to be quite honest. 6 out of 10. Mercury Rising is even worse. It's just a short intro with some screaming and singing. I'm like, please stop, no more. It's not bad, but it's not great either. The record would be better if it wasn't here. 5 out of 10. Capeside Rock starts with a fantastic death metal intro, the screaming, the growling, and that mellow death riffage is fantastic. Then the song opens up, we've got some very cool melodies, beautiful chorus, or is it even a chorus? I love the crazy bursts of energy here and there the song has. Nothing to hate about this one, just as good as Cherry Kiss, 10 out of 10. Take Her to the Music Store is one of the highlights of this release. I love the sample at the beginning of the track from that Dawson Creek, I think, TV show. I might be wrong, you can correct me down in the comment section. Truly magnificent song from beginning to the end. Every single section here slaps, 10 plus out of 10. The switch starts the era of the record where everything is just bonkers. I love the crispiness of the guitars, the heaviness, the screaming is off the charts, every single section slaps. We've got some More somber part, more crazy part, angry, hardcore, death metalish, everything is here, and this is one of the best songs from this band. 11 out of 10. Reflections starts with a very cool acoustic intro, very somber and subdued, but then the song explodes before the third minute. My favorite part of the song is the breakdown that could be described as a chorus because it comes back like twice where they're just screaming their hearts out and it's just so vicious, so emotional. It makes me want to just mosh and destroy everything. I love those parts. We also have some cool, more beautiful and mellow parts as well. This song is a journey, that's for sure another highlight, 11 out of 10. Eulogy for an Angel is my third favorite song from this band. I just love the melodic riffage, the breakdowns, the heaviness, the anger in everybody's voice and the music. The drumming is top notch throughout this record, especially in this song. I love this one so much, I actually did a guitar cover on it on my second channel, so go check that out. One of the heavier songs from this band, period, 11 out of 10. And the final song on the standard edition, Short Stories with Tragic Endings, it features Melanie Willis from One True Thing. And I just love her. Her vocals are top notch, she enriches the sound of this song tenfold. It's because of her that this is my all-time favorite from Autumn to Ashes track. Her band One True Thing is also fantastic. I urge you to check out their record finally because it's just beautiful from beginning to the end. This track goes through spectrum of emotions. We've got anger, hatred, sadness, happiness, all of the vibes, the cool beautiful intro, then the screaming, everyone's just going off. I think after the first verse Melanie comes in with singing, did you know that one person, something like that. I just love every single section here. I feel like this song made what this band is. Without this track they would not be here. A fantastic ending to the release, it just brings a spectrum of emotions out of you. I've actually cried while listening to this one earlier. I was like, wow, I forgot how great and gut-wrenching it truly is. Melanie also name drops the band in the outro of this song. A fun fact for you. What else can I say about this song? I cherish you. I cherish you. 12 out of 10. Now let's talk about the songs from the EP which were added to the 2005 reissue of this release. We've got Reflection of Anguish on A Face So Beautiful. This is the demo version of Reflections track. It's 3 minutes shorter because it doesn't have any of those acoustic parts in it. And I must say that this song feels a little bit undercooked. I am glad they rewrote it for the record. But I feel like some of the lyrical changes on the final version were wrong. This one has better lyrics. That's the only good thing I'm going to say about it, that it's better than the final cut. Just the lyrics are better. The music and the vocals, everything is better on the 2001 album. 8 out of 10. Trapped Inside the Cage of My Soul. This is a very hard track. I love the vocal performance, so vicious, so but the song sometimes feels a little bit disjointed, so it's not perfect, but it's way better than Reflections of Anguish or Chloroform or Mercury, so 10 minus out of 10. A lie will always defeat the truth. This song is a little bit repetitive when it comes to the main melody, but I just love it. Every single section here slaps. I do not understand why this was not recorded for the first album. Maybe because the drummer doesn't do a lot of vocals here? For me that's like a positive thing, to be quite honest. 10 plus out of 10. And the final track 4, this is a beautiful instrumental piece. I just love it. It reminds me of old school video games from the 90s. It just sounds so sad, it pierces your soul, 11 out of 10. So to sum it all up, the consistency is various, the flow is fitting, reliability. Yeah, this is a masterpiece, it's the best from Autumn to Ashes record, period. The next ones do not even come close, they are not even half as good as this one. This is a landmark in experimental music, post-hardcore and whatever else we want it to be. I wish it had inspired other bands who just take this and refine this, add more death metal, better singing like in a nu metal style instead of the whiny emo stuff. Keep the screaming, shouting, yelling, growling because it's perfect, and I feel like this could have been its own genre. The only issue I have with this album is that it has Chloroform Perfume and Mercury Rising on it. These songs should not be on the album. They should be replaced with Trapped Inside the Cage of My Soul and A Lie Will Always Defeat the Truth, and also there should have been 11 songs. 4 should have been an intro before the Royal Crown. Just trim it down a little bit from 2 minutes to 1 minute and it would have been a beautiful intro. That's it, I would not change any single thing, everything slaps here. My favorite songs are obviously Short Stories, Eulogy, Reflections, The Switch, The Royal Crown, A Lie Will Always Defeat the Truth, 4, and Take Her to the Music Store. Celebrate University by spinning this record today, it deserves your attention. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe, follow me on my Instagram in the description. Shout out to all my Patreon supporters who graciously sponsor these videos, you are truly wonderful, you can join them if you want so I can make you another video, do me the cover video of your choice. See you next time, bye!